We're ready.
All right, the Sexual Offense Treatment Board meeting is convening at 9:03 a.m. on May 13th, 2022 at the Health Licensing Office in Salem, Oregon by telephone conference call. I will now call roll. Joe Ferguson, here. Malcolm McDonald, he's not going to be here today. William Davis,
here.
Jeremy Howell,
Here.
Kelly Crane.
Here.
Board members, when you wish to speak, please state your last name for the record. Public members wishing to speak must first sign in on the roster sheet available. For public members calling in on the public phone line, please email April Fleming at april.fleming@dhsoha.state.or.us and provide your first and last name. Public and interested parties' feedback may be heard during the public interested parties' feedback period if indicated on the agenda. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. The meeting is now called to order.
All right, good morning, everybody. This is Bob Bothwell. So as you heard from Sylvie, today was her last day and I'll be stepping in internally. So we'll get an email out to all the board members so they have my contact information if you don't already have it. And Joe, we need to move into items for board action, approval of the agenda.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda. This is Davis.
I have a motion, do we have a second?
This is Howell. I'll second.
All right, I'll call roll for the vote. Joe Ferguson, yes. Malcolm McDonald isn't here. William Davis,
Yes.
Jeremy Howell,
Yes.
Kelly Crane.
Yes.
All right, the agenda is approved.
So move into the director's report, and what I have to report today is just a couple things. The COVID-19, the office is open and applicants, licensees are allowed to come into the office now for testing and renewals over the counter. And as we discussed earlier, Sylvie is going to be away from the office permanently. And the other changes are we have now Derek Foltz, who's the executive assistant, and he will be providing, you'll see his emails coming from him. So if you're expecting something from us, you might want to check your spam email since his name will probably be new coming to you. And then of course myself, what else we have, and the new program that may be coming to the office as a temporary staffing agency, which is an agency that will be licensed by HLO, and the purpose of this is to cap the amount of money expended that hospitals, nursing homes will be charged. Nursing homes and hospitals will be charged by these agencies with temporary staff. And that's all I have on that part. The other thing I have is just a recap on the board statistics. Kelly, you're staying until replaced, and Bill Davis is good until 2023 for his first full term. Jeremy till October of 24. We have the OATSA position is vacant. Joe, first full term expired or his term expires in July of 23. Kelly, are you planning to re-up?
Yes, I submitted my re-up like twice during the pandemic, and then they changed to electronic from paper. So I got a notice from Derek that I need to get online and do it online, and I just haven't had a chance to do that since I got notified of that. So I will be.
Okay, it looks like he's on the call here, so I'm sure he'll make note of that. The other positions that's vacant is the victims advocacy position. Michelle Rowland Schwartz vacated that, and Malcolm McDonald is the OACCD position, and he's in his first full term, expired 12/5 of 21. Any questions on that I can try to answer? Okay.
I have a question. So how is the outreach for the victim advocate or the OATSA seats? Is that something that the board is reaching out to OATSA to find a replacement? And then how does that work for victim advocate?
So it appears that Carrie Hempel has applied, and we're expecting a possible appointment in May. And for victims advocacy, we've reached out to Selena Jensen. And as far as we know, she hasn't started the process yet. Anybody else? All right. So what you're going to see next, or what you have next on the list, is the licensing of fiscal statistical reports. You all have seen these before, and if everybody's reviewed them, is there any questions on them, or would you like me to go over each slide with you?
This is Crane. I don't have any questions, but I want to rejoice that we now are we now have money. We're not in the red anymore. That's exciting.
Well, hopefully we'll continue that trend. Okay. And there was nothing else on the statistics that anybody was interested in discussing?
Sorry, this is Crane again. At our last meeting, we discussed the fact that the data shows what counties the folks who are certified are in, but not necessarily what counties they practice in. And that was something that we had talked about being added to the applications or the renewals. And I'm curious if that has happened or it's still in the works.
It hasn't happened, and I don't think we're going to be able to accomplish that task. It's not in our statutes to track that.
So it has to be in the statute?
The authority to do it.
Right, we have to have the authority to do what we do here in the office, statutory authority. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Certainly. Next, we have the regulatory report. Well, by the end of this meeting, it'll be cut in half. It'll be down to somewhere between 5 and 7 cases open. But as you can see there, 2 2019 cases, 10 21 cases, and 1 in the 2023 biennium case, or case in the biennium. Questions or concerns about the regulatory report?
This is Crane again, sorry.
You're fine.
I'm just curious with the I just want to make sure that I have it straight that the complaints that come that are investigated by SOTB, have they already gone through those folks' licensing boards, or can they come directly to SOTB?
Sometimes they come to us, both boards at the same time, or, if there's even a third board involved, or they come to us and we refer them, or they go to that board and that board refers them to us. So it's just, we do communicate with the other boards to ensure that a case is vetted properly by the appropriate board.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Joe, it looks like we're at public and interested parties feedback.
Okay, at this time, the Sexual Offense Treatment Board will hear public interested parties' feedback. Members of the public, please wait until you have been recognized. Once recognized, please state your name and affiliation to the board for the record.
Is there anybody on the call? Oh.
We've got music.
It's playing, so there's nobody on the line.
Okay.
So mute it. Yeah. We'll, don't stop the recording yet. Joe, you want to read us into executive session?
Sure. The Sexual Offense Treatment Board will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 192.6602F, ORS 192.3559A, and ORS 40.225 for the purpose of considering information exempt from public disclosure at 9:15 a.m. on May 13th, 2022. Representatives of the news media shall be allowed to attend the executive session by conference call and will be provided further calling instructions shortly. Public phone line will be muted for the duration of the executive session. Are there any representatives of the news media on the public phone line?
There is not.
Recognizing there is no news media in attendance, the public phone line will be muted for the duration of the executive session. We will return to open session before taking any final action or making any final decision. We are now in executive session.
All right, let's get the recording stopped.